What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the H2G podcast finale. The time is here. I am obviously in a different location than the studio today, and we have a very special guest. My girlfriend, Jordan Cox, is joining us in the studio. Before we get on to the games and festivities and all that, there are some important things to do with these important friends of mine in the studio, and that's go around and find out how everybody's doing. Marvin, I see you first on my screen. How are you, my friend? What was the best part of your week this week?
I'm doing great, man. Best part of my week was watching these final preseason games right before the kickoff of the season. I know I mentioned that last week, but as you can tell, I'm really excited for football. It's that time of the year. And I'm doing well, man. Nothing to complain about. Just glad to be on the show, man.
Heck yeah, glad to have you as always. We'll move over to Miss Christy. How are you doing? What was the best part of your week?
I'm great. Best part of my week? Well, I got this really cool hoodie thing, and it's exciting, and I got my hair did, and I bought some fall decorations, so my house is starting to look like fall, the best time of the year. I'm so excited. Woo!
Ooh. Oh, roasted. All right.
Roasted like that pumpkin spice latte. Pumpkin pies all day, Marvin.
Get the Uggs ready.
No. Gotta get my sweatpants and Ugg boots.
We're gonna basically move over to Tony Ray. How you doing, my friend?
What is happening, my friend? Where are you at? What part of the studio is that?
This is a part of the studio you've never seen before. It's called the front seat of my girlfriend's car.
I got you. What's that behind you? Is that what kind of beaver is that?
We are supporting Bucky. We're going to open a foundation to support Bucky after the lashing he took on the H2G podcast. So if you'd like to donate support, I can send you my personal cash app.
Okay, yes. Please do that. Best part of my week. Well, before I get into that, I do have to ask, Jordan, did you get your hair cut?
I actually cried when I cut it all off, but I was in a wedding a couple weeks ago and needed a haircut, and she just chopped it off. So, but
okay, girl, look at you on fleek. Look at you, get it, girl. I'm showing my age. I said on fleek, Richie, on fleek. They don't even use that anymore. So anyway,
they really don't.
They don't. I'm old. Moving on. Let's see. Best part of the week. Well, this is Friday, so we are leaving tomorrow morning, and we're going to drive to Toledo. It's my grandmother's 82nd birthday, so I'm excited to spend time with her. She'll be able to meet Reese as well. She hasn't met Reese yet. And then last Sunday, well, thank you for all your messages. Last Sunday, we made homemade pizza, which was awesome. So I sent some pictures over. Justin, I know you're gonna pop them on the video for us. But this first one is made by Carrie and I. Very lovely. You're probably gonna put the wrong one up because I know how you are. But the second one is made by Harper, and it looks like something that Hannibal Lecter would have done to my face.
Oh my God.
If I had a disagreement with Hannibal Lecter. But anyway, that pizza was thrown away. You can tell the other one, there's only 2 pieces left. But that's the best part of my week, and obviously spending time with you lovely folks who I haven't seen in a while. So, yay.
You didn't eat our pizza?
Say it again. Was it from Buc-ee's? Because I'm not eating that shit if it's from Buc-ee's.
I said you didn't eat any of Harper's pizza?
Oh, that shit looked like it was made at Buc-ee's. I didn't eat that. No.
Again, you can donate to the Buc-ee's support fund.
Buc-ee's getting strays, man.
Man. All right, Richie, how are you, my friend? What was the best part of your week?
I don't know. I feel like everybody kind of had their own little new. I mean, my hair's a mess right now, but new haircut. So we're all doing new haircuts. Best part of my week was actually just Tony roasting Bucky for me. I didn't even have to do any. I was ready. I knew there was gonna be the fat Bucky stuffed animal that doesn't look like the Bucky logo that they have there. And I don't know what to say other than I'm so over Bucky's and the plugs and the fakeness and the realness. I know they love Bucky's, I'm not trying to hate on Buc-ee's. It's just, imagine if like Chuck E. Cheese made a gas station and they just try to succeed. It's just like, it just looks very pedophilia. I know it isn't, but that's like the direction I go when I see that ugly logo, and he's very derpy. But anyways, sorry. I digress. The best part of my week was none of that. I apologize. The best part of my week was actually just relaxing with my girlfriend. We made plans for Labor Day, so I'm about to go take off for those. I'm looking forward to it. And yeah, we kind of made a new commitment. Like once a week, we're gonna, well, by we, I mean I am gonna be buying tickets to go to museums and whatnot. So I've already started rationing my money. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. We're gonna start doing like a family Sunday where we spend time and things like that. Although we won't always be on Sunday because I have a prior commitment sometimes on Sundays. But yeah, I'm looking forward to our new family weekend extravaganza. So I would say that was the best part of the week, kind of planning stuff.
Heck yeah.
How about you guys?
Awesome. Well, first I'd like to start by saying, Tony, yes, I did also get a haircut. Thanks for noticing. Babe, what was the best part of your week?
Definitely, this weekend. I mean, this past weekend was great. I mean, we went to the zoo. We went to this awesome place called Brickopolis in downtown Oklahoma City, and we played laser tag, which I'd like to point out, I got the highest score on our team in laser tag. So,
well, wait, got to interrupt you. You said Burkopolis, not Buckopolis, right?
Brickopolis.
Brickopolis, okay.
There's no Buckopolis yet. We're working on that.
Okay.
That's a good idea.
Once they sponsor the show, then we can...
we plug them a lot.
Once Buc-ee's picks us up as sponsors, Richie will actually have to wear a shirt just because of the sponsorship, and that'll kill him.
That won't happen, never. I mean, we might get them as sponsors, but they're gonna have to pay me extra, like specifically me, if they think I'm gonna wear their damn logo. That's not gonna happen.
But can you make a more correct beaver, please? Anyway.
Yeah, that's all I need. I need a logo that's accurate. That like Bucktooth. I mean, I get it, Buc-ee, Bucktooth, but like, bruh, his eyes don't have to be stupid, Sorry.
That poor beaver. So my best part of the week was obviously the same. We had the family weekend. She did score the highest amount of points. There was a discrepancy, but being a good boyfriend comes with just owning the situation. I did lose my vest halfway through, somewhere around 5,200 points, and then I had to start over and come back at 4,800 points. So if you add those two together, it might come over at 8,000, but that's just math, and we're not here for math.
Well, I mean, you also could not have lost your own vest if you were an adult, so just a thought.
They like shut off like halfway through. It was like, good game, bro. And I was like, I had to go back to the beginning, and the worst thing was we were in our own little oh my gosh, we had cornered our own little
sponsor,
sniper nest, and I had to obviously be away from my teammates because I had to go all the way to the front and fight my way back. So that was the best part of my week. All right, so it is game of the week time. It is the finale. We are going to be making some big changes going into next season. So before we get into game of the week, I just wanted to mention, thank you, first of all, for watching the H2G podcast and listening to the H2G podcast and supporting our Facebook, YouTube. Nobody supported Patreon yet, but you can find all the links right below to Spotify, Facebook, YouTube. That's where all of our content from previous seasons is located. And we want to know what you think going forward, what you would like to see from us. We've been talking about getting back into some of our serious discussions, maybe bringing some of the artists back or new artists. If you have somebody that you'd like to see on the show, please let us know in the comments. And if you're on Spotify, you can leave a review. That helps us. And when you are stopping into our Facebook and our YouTube page, please hit those subscribe, follow, and notifications buttons for us. It helps a lot. So, family, one thing, speaking of previous seasons, that we haven't done in a long time is debate. And if you've watched the H2G podcast, we've got into it about overrated movies, and we've talked about Jurassic Park and how Marvin somehow thinks there's no good actors in it. But I thought we would kind of dig. Oh yeah, he said there was
Jurassic Park 3. Correction. 3.
You're correct. Yep. Yeah, you're right. So I thought we would dig back into that, and we're going to do this tournament style. So how today's game works, Jordan has joined us for a reason. She is the judge, and your job today is to convince her that your side of an argument that I give you is better than your opponent's, and she's going to be unbiased, and she's going to decide who's convinced her best, and those two people will compete for the H2G Season 6 championship. So first team, let me just announce who's facing here. That's how we'll do this. It's going to be Christy versus Tony in the first round, and it's going to be Marvin versus Richie in the first round. Christy, you are going to be arguing on behalf of classic Disney movies, and Tony, you will be arguing on behalf of Pixar. Richie, you will be arguing on behalf of the NBA. And Marvin, you will be arguing on behalf of the National Football League. Everybody think they can handle these arguments? Well, we're not going to call them arguments. We'll call them debates. Arguments. Debates. So we will, this is no points. Just whoever is better at convincing, we'll give you a decent amount of time. Go ahead. You have a question?
So for the title of this, is it going to be like the master debater?
Now it is.
Gonna be. I've always wanted that title, so let's do it.
Okay.
And Christy making Jordan laugh. Now she's gonna be biased.
Okay. So to make it fair, which argument do you want to hear first?
Oh.
I mean debate. Which debate? These aren't arguments.
Let's just start off with Christy and Tony.
Christy and Tony. And who do you want to hear from first?
Tony, go first.
All right. So let's hear a little bit about why Pixar is better than Disney Classic. Take it away, Tony Ray.
All right. Listen here, lovely ladies and gentlemen. I just want you to know for a fact, Disney is a phenomenon. It's a great company, but those classic movies, Bambi, Snow White, all of those movies just kind of bring me down and sad, and the illustrations are terrible. I just can't watch those illustrations. Do you know how Pixar got started? Pixar got started by a man known as George Lucas, and he had his Lucas Productions, and he had all of the illustrations start there. Christy, what are you giving me the finger for? I'm just reading what's on the screen right here. I didn't do any prep. Anyway, so listen. Steve Jobs then took over and bought into Pixar. Disney actually bought Pixar because guess what? Pixar is fucking amazing. Okay? Think about it. Toy Story, great. Oh, she left. Toy Story, great fucking movie, okay? Listen, Monsters, Inc., great movie. In those movies, you don't see the non-presence of a woman, okay? They actually have women figures in those movies. You know what Disney does very well? Kills off the mom, okay? Bambi, where'd mommy go? Dead, see you later. All right, Jasmine. Anybody know Jasmine's mom? Hell to the no. No Jasmine mom there. Cinderella, where's your family at? They all dead, ho. They all dead, okay? Disney doesn't do justice to women. I'm in the Me Too movement era, and that's why, to me, Pixar is by far better than Disney. Suck that, Walt.
Mic drop.
Well done. Do we have Christy back? I can't tell.
We do not. She
okay.
She's already bowed out for now.
Oh, gotcha. Pause.
Listen, I'm just.
All right, so Christy's back, and we've heard now from Tony Ray. So Christy, you gotta combat. That's a hard argument to beat. It's your chance to speak on behalf of Classic Disney.
It's so hard to beat. Oh gosh. Well, coming from someone who has lost a parent, Disney is like, dang it, Tony, stop. Disney like really speaks to the heart. Like I lost my dad. So The Lion King, like, and Richie also has lost his father. His favorite movie is The Lion King. Disney's amazing. Like you can relate to Lion King. Yeah, my uncle didn't kill my dad. Can't relate there. But when you grow up without a parent, why are you all laughing? This is very serious. You can just relate more to the Disney movies. Yeah, so Tony, you have both your parents. That's super amazing. You maybe can't relate as much to Disney, but it's just good to know that you're not alone in this. And like, as a child, maybe you have to fill a role that you didn't expect to have to fill, but you kind of just like take the responsibility and you try not to run away from your problems, but everybody deals with grief differently. So it's good to know that, Tony, you can't, I'm trying to debate you and you just can't take me seriously. I just can't handle it, guys. Pocahontas, that's another good one. Nature is very important. Like from the very beginning, 1995, we were talking about nature and taking care of your trees and listening to the wind, colors of the wind, enjoying that cool stuff. Having unrealistic goals of hair expectations, though, that is a rough one. I will hit Disney on that one because if you're a mermaid, you don't have beautiful flowy hair. You don't. You have a dreadlock. That's what happens when you get into a pool and you swim around, your hair gets all tangled and it's not that cool. But you adapt and overcome and conquer and succeed. I don't know. How long do I have to debate this?
I feel like you've definitely been longer than Tony. So
sorry. All right, cool. My bad.
All right. I think, do you have a decision or you need some time to think?
No, I for sure have a decision.
Okay. I think we're going to hold on to it, but you know who it's going to be? Mm-hmm. Okay. So we'll move over and then we can announce the winners. Does that sound fair to everybody?
Sure.
Yeah.
I can keep you honest and you can write it down on the map.
What's our time limit?
You don't really have one. I mean, the show is usually 45 minutes to an hour, so.
Don't worry about it, Marv. Marv's about to spit all this facts, and I'm just about to spit all this truth. Is the difference.
So we're moving over.
His is going to be way longer.
We're moving over to the NFL versus the NBA. Who do you want to hear from first on this one?
Let's go, Richie.
We're going to start with Richie in the NBA, the National Basketball Association.
Okay? At least he knows what the letters stand for.
Oh, I saw a little head popping up in the back of our screen. So.
Yeah, you did. Okay, so we're gonna go. I'm gonna give my opinion, and we're gonna go to break because Marvin's gonna have a lot to say. He's got the big dog, right? But I got the underdog. And here's what else about the NBA. The NBA is 78% black. All right. Now this is a very important statement to say. 78% black. There are less viewership on the NBA than the NFL. I'm already going to concede that to Marvin. That's not an argument I can make. What does that tell you? What does it tell you? It means white people don't watch it. That's why you got to like the NBA better, okay? All these white people aren't watching it. That's why. It's the only reason the viewership is bigger. Now, let me get back to why the NBA is actually better, all right? First of all, when you think of sports and you think of one athlete, who do you think of? Michael Jordan. It's not even close. Jumpman. That's who you think of. He's the GOAT. You don't think of some football player. I don't care. Even if the NFL is like your favorite thing, like it's not like the first person that comes into your head is a football player when you think of like sports athlete. It's like Muhammad Ali, Michael Jordan. There's no equivalent in the NFL because in the NFL, it's a team sport. There's 11 on 11. There's 50 some odd players. NBA, bro, technically there's 12, but realistically there's like 2. There's two people you care about on the team. That's how it always is. It's, Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen. In this case, Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, LeBron James, and whoever he's playing with if you're a LeBron James fan. That's just how it goes, man. It is all about personalities and it is all about stars. And that's why it's, in my opinion, an easier sell. And to a partner who may not like the NBA, like for instance, if your boyfriend or your girlfriend like watches the NBA and you don't, there's 82 games. So you can be like, you know what, bro? You go watch that game. I'll catch the next one with you. It's a really easy excuse. And unlike football, where you're guaranteed to lose a Sunday, a weekend with your loved ones, basketball's playing all the time. That's the best part. So they got no excuse to be like, babe, I can't hang out with you on Sunday. Because guess what? There's like 4 more games, buddy. You can miss Sunday. But to a football fan who's like a fanatic, sorry, bruh. Like, they want your Sunday. He's watching the game all day. NBA is significantly better. You have a better schedule. There are more games, more charismatic people. Marvin can name these NFL players. Don't get me wrong. He go through a list of 100. That's not the point. I'm talking about, could Christy give me an NFL player realistically that's actually currently playing? Oh, don't shake your head. Don't you shake your head. You might get one. Get out of here. Get out of here. You don't even count.
Tom Brady, AJ Green. Do I need to go?
AJ Green doesn't even. Okay, who does he play for? Who does he play for? He don't play for Cincinnati. Who does he play for? Yeah, he used to. Who does he play for now?
Packers. I don't
know. You done. So mute. You done. You done talking.
You said I couldn't name them. You said
you can't count Tom Brady.
I'm sorry. It's your debate. I'm sorry.
It's my debate. Get out of here. You see this? All right. Rewind the clock. That does not count against me. This just proves my point. The only person she could name is a dude that's been playing the sport for 23 years. That's the only reason she could name that motherfucker. All right. And Tom Brady's the greatest winner in the NFL history. And it's still like, that's the best name you might come up with if you think of football. Okay. NBA, like I said, you could go down the list, man. Like Kobe Bryant, if you're a newer person, LeBron James, obviously right now, but MJ, we could just stick with MJ. It doesn't matter. Basketball has stars. The NFL has logos. You care about the franchise. That's how the NFL works. You care about the Steelers. You care about the Browns. That's who you care about in the NFL. But with the NBA, the beauty of it is you get to care about the people, man. They actually matter. It's not like Ben Roethlisberger just like raping a girl and eating a cheese sandwich. Like the NFL has so much problem with domestic violence, and the NBA squeaky clean. Huge difference. Because they're better people. The NBA stars are better people. The NFL stars are terrible. Now, the NBA stars are dummies, most of them, but at least they ain't like bad dummies. The NFL are a bunch of roided, awful human beings. And it just goes to show, look at Ray Rice. We could go down the list. I could keep going on a hit list, but I'm not going to. Because it's not about men hitting women. It's just the reality that the NFL has a bunch of terrible people in it. And the NBA does not. All right. The NFL players, when they're done with their careers, can't walk, can't talk right, can't think straight half the time. NBA players, they all can walk. They can all talk. And I know, look at Marvin's grimacing because he's going to be like, oh, well, everybody watches the NFL and there's 120 million people watch the Super Bowl and the NBA Finals is only 36 million. And that's my point, Marvin. It's because, unfortunately, it's a black league and the rest of the world is racist. That's just the reality, okay? It's the truth. The only people who even try to watch the NBA outside of here is China. And why do they do it? It's because they know 2 names, Steph Curry and Klay Thompson. They don't know anybody in the NBA. Get out of here, man. The NBA is the best league. Me and Marv watch them both. I know he's not going to smack talk the NBA like I just did with the NFL, but that's because he's got the top dog. I have the underdog. I got to hit him low and I got to hit him hard, man. So NBA, for sure, better league, more entertaining. If you're a partner, you get some free time with your boyfriend or your girlfriend, and the world is your oyster. You're not sitting there like terrorized on Sundays. The NFL, you're stuck with that. And that's why the NBA is better. It's better for your love life. It's better for your watching, and the people are better in the league. Case dismissed.
Hey.
That was he did hit me where it hurt. He did. He hit me
I had to. But we're gonna have to go to a commercial break real quick, right?
Yeah. Let's take it to the break. When we come back, Marvin's gonna rebuttal that with the NFL. If you love hearing about these sports, guess what's not going away this week? You got The Wire on Wednesdays at 8 p.m. Hey, while we're at commercial, make sure you follow us, hit subscribe, hit like, hit that notification bell, and we'll be right back. right, people. Welcome back to the H2G podcast. We appreciate you taking the time to watch our little commercial there for The Wire. And for those of you that went and subscribed and liked and joined our Patreon, we know you did, so we're thanking you now. Before the break, Richie started the debate with Marvin between the NBA versus the NFL. So now it's Marvin's turn. Richie went pretty hard on the NBA speech. He kind of dogged the NFL, Marvin. I know you've got it, though. We hear you every Wednesday on The Wire. So we'll turn it over to Mr. Marvin Scott.
Thank you, man. Yeah, Richie, brother, you hit me where it hurt. But I'm gonna just spit some truth here, and I'm gonna take my time with this. So I'm not gonna be all over the place, but I might be there because I love the NFL and I love the NBA too. But I'm gonna have to disagree with you, Richie. Everyone on this panel doesn't have time for 82 games. No one has time for that. There are 17 games in an NFL season. Now it's 17. People have time for that. The NFL owns one day of the week, which is Sunday. Sunday exclusively for watching football. You get a Thursday and a Monday too. You get 3 days. You get 3 days of football. 3. You get 3 chances to maximize distracting yourself from your girlfriend, your wife, anyone that you do not want to talk to at that moment. You can check the scores. Football is the greatest distraction known to man. And not only that, but there's no loyalty in the NBA. In the NFL, you'll never see Aaron Rodgers join the Buccaneers after losing to him. You'll never see the biggest stars in the NFL join each other on a team the way you'll see LeBron go to Miami or something like that. These teams, these players don't do that. There are more stars. There are 22 people on the field for each team. The atmospheres are bigger. The games are always intense. Games can turn on a dime just like that. And plus, there's predictability in the NBA. Y'all know that. Kevin Durant went to the Golden State Warriors. They went to the finals for 3 years? Like, we just knew who was going to be there. There's unpredictability in the NFL. And not only that, y'all, but there's the Super Bowl. The Super Bowl. The NBA Finals, you don't even know what day that is. Who on this panel can say what day the NBA Finals was? And what were you doing? Did you know?
He tell you.
You didn't know it was on. You didn't care and you didn't tune in. But the Super Bowl, you cannot have been like football and you know the Super Bowl is coming up. There's been countless people over time that have gone to the store, bought up a whole bunch of groceries, whole bunch of platters, a bunch of catered shit, all kinds of stuff, and they don't even watch football. They just throwing a party just for no reason at all, other than it's a Super Bowl. It's a holiday. In NBA, it doesn't have a holiday. So the NFL, to me, is more exciting. It brings people in. It owns a day of the week. The jerseys sell more than NFL jerseys. Than NBA jerseys. You got more stars. The NFL has more of a decorated history. I'm sorry, Richie. People love football. It's America's game for a reason. That's why you got there's no NBA team where it's America's team. It's not the Dallas Mavericks, but the Dallas Cowboys are America's team. And
according to a white guy.
One more thing, according to a white guy, but that's okay. Everyone's got their version of who they think America's team is. We all know it's not the Cleveland Browns, but it could either be the New England Patriots or the Dallas Cowboys. But this is for you, Tony. You watch football for one of these main reasons. And you too, Justin. And you too, Richie. It's physical. The tackles, the hits. You brought up Ray Lewis. The defense, the steel curtain. Let me say that one more time.
The stabbings.
The steel curtain. The stabbings. O.J. Simpson, whatever. He got off. But anyhow. NFL. Yeah, exactly.
Ray Crib.
Right. And Ray Crib. So this goes on. But still a lot of great people in the NFL. There's some bad apples, but it still hasn't obviously spoiled the bunch. People will never stop watching NFL. It hasn't been watered down. And, it's that one day of the week where you can be anywhere that you don't want to be, but you can always rely on football. will always be there. Fantasy football. People enjoy fantasy football more than fantasy basketball. People don't even know how to play fantasy basketball, but fantasy football is probably more more Americans play fantasy football than any fantasy sport. So I'm going to conclude that I think the NFL is so much better than the NBA. It's on another level.
Wow,
So-
hold on. I normally wouldn't say anything and let him just have his moments, but there's two things I have to comment on. Well, technically three. Two things I have to comment on. The jersey thing is inaccurate. The NBA jerseys outsell the NFL significantly by a large margin. Even if you add up all the players, like Tom Brady was your number one seller last year. Kobe Bryant, who's dead, sold more jerseys this year. Okay, like it ain't even close. Number two, ain't nobody talk about Dungeons and Dragons on, like nobody cares about fantasy bullshit. That's not part of the sport. Get out of here. That's Dungeons and Dragons. It doesn't count as part of the
millions
sport.
Millions of Americans play fantasy football, Richie.
Yeah.
Millions.
So, and millions of people play Dungeons and Dragons. They're not related to the sport. Get out of here. What are you talking about?
It's not
No, you can't. It is Dungeons and Dragons. It's the same thing. It's a made-up belief thing.
I feel attacked. Hold on.
You hope numbers come here. No, get out of here.
NFL players play fantasy football.
Yeah, and they nerds. What's your point? Who cares?
That's what draws people.
They're nerds and killers.
It draws more people. It's more of a draw. So if anything, NFL wins.
Please.
Who has time for 82 games?
That'd be like me, Marvin. That'd be like me going,
probably on average watch 10 games live every year.
That'd be like me saying NBA 2K is a better game than NFL and more people play it, therefore NBA's better. Get out of here.
Madden has been around longer than 2K.
Madden is not better than NBA 2K. It sells more. NBA 2K sells more.
Video games.
No, NBA 2K sells more.
This is what we'll do.
Sorry,
We're gonna bring this. We're gonna bring this topic. We're gonna bring this topic to the wire so that we can keep it live. Well,
let's continue.
Let's consider up into the rebuttal because we didn't let rebuttals on the other end of things. So I'll pitch for a minute while you tally the scores.
Again, I wasn't trying to do rebuttals. I really wasn't. It just Mark said something inaccurate. That's what drove me nuts. Because Mark's whole point was legit. It was, except for the jersey.
It was. I will call out the inaccuracy.
Everything else though was on point, and I was just trying to filibuster.
I meant over a course of time, there's been players like Tom Brady that got the highest selling jersey from playing for the Patriots because how many Super Bowls he won. That's all I'm saying. There's been over a course of time, like Dallas Cowboys. That's a highest selling jersey. That's a high selling jersey. So
all I'm saying is predictability. Tom Brady always wins a Super Bowl. How's that not predictable?
I mean, but how many times were the Cavs how many times did the Cavs and the Warriors face off, or the Bulls and the Jazz, or the Lakers and the
3
Celtics?
times.
That's predictability.
Okay. How many times has Tom Brady went to the Super Bowl?
Like you can't predict like the Patriots are going to play the Bucks, or the Chiefs are going to play the Bucks next year. You can't predict that.
I can't. Tom Brady. Tom Brady's still playing, is he not? Okay, Tom Brady going to the Super Bowl.
Still playing, but you can't predict. You can predict the Bucks may be in it, but you can't predict all the Chiefs are easily gonna get back. Like you can't.
Yeah, but that don't even matter because Tom Brady gonna win again.
And then not only that, but the playoffs are one and done. No one has time to watch a 7-game series. Tony, how much time do you have to watch a 7-game series? Or Christy, or Justin, do you just say, like on the wire, I watched game 1 and 2, and then we got to fill you in on what happened the rest of the series?
I'm going to be so honest. This is the most boring conversation I've ever had.
Oh, no.
Well, it was a lot interesting.
And you haven't heard any of this sports talk, and you're like, wow, I didn't know these guys could go at it like that. Make sure you check out our Wire podcast. It's on every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern. And we talk way more sports, and you can always catch it. I'm just trying to sizzle down the fire here between Mark and Richie, because I know we're going to have to bring this to the wire. Maybe next week's the live draft. So
we got a draft.
Have you been able to tally some scores here?
Yes, I have.
All right, let's find out who's going into the final round here on the championship. So between Tony and Christy, they had Pixar versus Disney. Who's the winner there?
So Tony is the clear winner there with Pixar. Sorry, Christy. Some great, stuff. Yeah, Disney's sad. Very sad. The killing off of the parents. It's just not.
I relate though.
Oh my God. I can't believe that was your spin and your take, to be honest.
Dude, Disney is very hard to argue because you have bestiality, you've got
It's not hard to
Stockholm
argue.
syndrome. It is.
How is it not? It is absolutely the first, like you could go like to Marvel, right? You go to, they're the first.
Classic Disney.
Hold on,
Classic
stop talking.
Disney.
Do you see? This is exactly why nobody likes listening to you. You interrupt people. Now let me get back to it. It's the first films that started a soundtrack accompanying their consistency, right? They created a complete, consistent body of work that they implemented and won Oscars over and over and over and over and over and over and over. Every single soundtrack every year won for their films. All right. I was pointing out Marvel because Marvel copied their Disney format from the 70s. Like, there is ways to argue it. I'm not saying your way was wrong. I was just surprised you went that route, is what I'm saying.
I probably would have just went with the songs.
That's what I'm saying. Their soundtracks are bangers.
Tony, though.
But their soundtracks are bangers. What is Pixar don't have no songs?
Okay.
Everybody listen. We listened to Disney songs when we were at the pie shop. Come on, man. How you gonna argue that? You know that's the truth.
Yeah, but the music is totally different than the actual movies.
No, but that's part of it.
Yeah, you're going to listen to the music after the fact. You're not always watching the movie to get the music. Yes, it's a great aspect, but it's not like
it's part of the movie.
Part of the movie. Yeah, it's part of the movie, but it's not like the reason for the movie. Like, you watch the movie for the movie. You get the music as a bonus. And you get to listen to that while you're cleaning.
The music.
Okay. Do you?
Nowadays,
I watch Moana listen to the songs without having to go to YouTube.
That's fair. Moana's amazing.
Because Moana has special songs.
But I'm pretty sure Coco is pissed.
As also does Hercules. It has a reprise in there that's not in the actual soundtrack.
Right. But the entire concept of the girl needs the guy to save her. That's a giant thing with Disney that I'm like, fuck Disney. The classic.
Right, but you sweep that under the rug like Marvin did with the serial killers, and you fight. You fight for your argument.
I can't because I'm very pro Pixar.
All right. So let's move.
All I took away from that was I won. So thank you so much.
Oh, you totally did. You deserve it. I didn't even hear it, and you deserve it.
We're gonna battle here in the end. Who you're gonna debate with? Who do we have as the winner of NBA versus NFL? And I'm sorry for any fires you start.
No fires. No. They both have good points. Richie, I get the whole aspect of spending more quality time with people and your loved ones.
The Chiefs fan is going to pick the NFL. It's okay. It's okay. Don't worry about it. I'm not silly. You can be biased. It's all right.
Watch the NBA.
It's okay. It's okay. Marvin and Tony.
I don't watch the NBA, but I do love basketball. But I'm going to have to go with the NFL because Marvin did make some great points.
All right. So that means we're going to go into the final round, which will actually be Marvin versus Tony Ray. And we've got something special here. Instead of a new debate topic, you fellas have to convince Jordan to pick a host. Marvin, you have to convince her why Richie should be chosen. And Tony Ray, you have to convince her why Christy should be chosen. And who do you want to hear from first?
Let's go Marvin this time.
And let's go with the Podcaster of the Year award. We got to have them chosen for what type of thing? So we'll say if there was a Podcaster of the Year award, there probably is. We've never heard of it. Marvin, let's hear about Richie.
Well, Richie should be what host? Oh, it's no question, man. Richie is without a doubt the most witty, charismatic, funny, intelligent. This dude is knowledgeable on a wide variety of topics. I mean, he can give it to you straight. He's forthright. He fuck all the blurred lines bullshit. He gives it to you straight. He's honest. There's no cookie cutter bullshit. No, he gets right to the point. He can entertain you. He can make you think. He can make you cry. He can do all those things. He can grill you. He can roast you. He will be 100% honest with you. And not only that, but he's a leader of men. I think that he is just been one of the best podcasters, that you haven't even heard of yet. I'm not talking about people on this panel. I'm talking about out there. And everybody on this panel knows it. And I think Richie can host any show, any day of the week. And he just carry it because that's who Richie is. He's the man. And Tony knows it. And I know it.
All right. Strong argument. Richie is beet red. And
it's a great speech, Marvin. Wow, thank you.
That's a man. Hype man.
All right, Tony Ray. This is the person you are, married into her family. So this shouldn't be too hard.
It's all good. It's all good. I just want to commend Marvin for knowing Richie's name this time because before he said Ricky. So I just want to start off with that, right, real quick, okay? So it's like Kamala Harris and Joe Biden. You're going at each other, and then all of a sudden you love each other. I love it. That's good. Moving on, okay? The reason why we should pick Christy is because she's weird, okay? She's quirky, all right? She knows it. She doesn't think that she can put words together, but she puts words together. She's a leader of men as well, because in her household, not only does she lead her husband and her son, but she also leads this podcast, which is mostly men as well. Richie, Marvin, Justo, and me. She's a leader of men, okay, people? She's funny. All the bloopers are always hers. I'm just saying, okay? If I had to give an award for somebody, and it would be the Corky Award, the Podcaster Award, the year, the Woman of the Year, whatever it is, it's Christy. I'm just letting you know from the bottom of my heart. Richie knows if there's an adversary for Richie, an Achilles heel, okay, for Achilles, it would be Christy. It would be parachuting the bow. Whew. And that bow, an arrow, would be Christy going right at Richie's Achilles, and that motherfucker would be knocked down. Christy is the best. I'm leaving it there. Nothing else needs to be said. If you don't pick Christy, there's something wrong with you mentally in the head. I'm just saying, I love you. It's Christy. Richie gets everything all the time. I'm tired of Richie getting fucking everything. He is great, but guess what? Someone else has to come and be victorious, and it's Christy. If the Bible was made and Christy was Adam, then Richie would be Eve, because Richie would come from Christy's ribs. That's the bottom line, because Stone Cold said so, and I'm saying it now. If you smell what Christy is cooking, I'm done.
Oh my God.
That was amazing.
Now the true test is which of them is redder. That determines who. I'm just kidding. Oh, okay. Woo. Do you need a second?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's read.
In fairness, I think I took 4.5 minutes and Marvin took 30 seconds. So I apologize to everybody that was listening.
No, that was great. Folks, I will take this time to shamelessly plug our podcast again, because we need you all to go and hit the like button, the subscribe button, the notification bell, hit that Patreon down below. We didn't mention it before, but Patreon is a place where we're planning to start unloading all of our behind the scenes footage. You think you get bloopers now. I still have to cut through bloopers to get our bloopers, but we're trying to give you a little bit of everything behind the scenes of The Wire, behind the scenes of the podcast, some footage of what we do in our everyday lives. That's all going to be available for our patrons. We just have one tier level right now. If we start to blow up there, maybe we'll get some more exclusive stuff for that as well. Great pitch, Justin. Did you come up with a winner?
That was so good, Justin. I just want to say it was amazing. You did so good. I think you should be host of the year.
Well, thank you. I'm not the judge.
Can I mute her mic? Hold on.
Yeah, nobody wants.
I'm trying to mute her mic. What I was going to say is Tony mentioned bloopers. And if you really want to see Christy's bloopers, That's going to be on the Patreon. You see some
Oh, yeah.
of them. You guys have no idea how many times this young lady says the wrong thing.
Did you mute her mic? Okay. Were you able to come up with a winner?
She muted her on mic.
That was definitely tough. But I'm going to have to go with Marvin on this one.
The three-time champion, the H2G anything champion for the third time,
Marvin.
Whoa. All right, dude. Well, you know what that means. You get the last word of season 6.
Man, well, I just want to take this moment to say, Chrissy, I told you it didn't matter to the last game of the season. I told you it didn't matter. I told you that. I'm sorry, I had to get that off my chest. No, I'm just playing with you. It was fun. It was fun. Nah, but this was a great game, Justin. This was great. We needed to argue. We needed to get this off our chest. We had to do that. And I hope we have many more debates just like this. And like I said, before, we're really happy that you guys take time out of your schedules to watch this show. We're definitely taking a chance to rebrand, get back to our roots. And like I said, make comments. Comment on Facebook. Hit us up. Let us know what you would like to see from the next season. And we're going to try to deliver that. But as for the three-peat, this was great. There's a non-existent trophy. So this is just all bragging rights that everybody's going to forget till next week. But this was fun. And this debate has been brought to you by Ricky's and Bucky's.
Maybe what I'll do is every season, if we stick to these championships, I'll at least start sending out a Bucky, so you can have a Bucky for each win. Marvin, I owe you 3. I think I owe some extra ones around here. So
now I'm glad I have never won a championship after hearing that.
Richie needs a Bucky's onesie.
A Bucky's onesie. Oh, we'll get to that on my last word. So, Marvin, well fought and well won. Tony, you had me cracking up as always, my friend. We're going to send the last word for season 6 to you next.
Well, I put it all on the line, and I know I probably did it a little bit over, but thanks, Jordan, for picking Marvin. Marvin deserved to win a third time in a row, just so that way he could brag. He does get the Ricky Award, and I'm glad that he gets that Ricky Award. That's good. I'm glad I didn't win if you're sending out those beavers, because I don't like beavers. I don't like beavers with big ass teeth. I don't like beavers that don't shave. I just don't like beavers, period. Okay. He's brown and white. Is part of his fur just full of shit and he just doesn't know how to bath? I don't know. But anyway, thank you for watching and listening to the H2G podcast. It's always fun with these lovely folks. Please stay tuned. We've got more coming for you. I promise it's going to be good. Have a great week. Couple of weeks, actually. We won't be back for a while. But I hope that we can do a Halloween special for you lovely folks. So, like they always say, stay classy. We love you. That's my last word.
Heck yeah. All right, let's send us over. Is Christy allowed to use her microphone again? Does she have access?
Yes, she is allowed to. I'll ask her to unmute, as a matter of fact.
Oh, very, very fancy. All right, Christy, your last word for season 6.
Blooper Nation, I'm here. I'll be here in season 7. Come back, because it's gonna get bloopery real quick. That's
what I was talking about, folks. Right there.
No.
Right there.
Okay, I want to defend Tony because he didn't go for the low blow that everybody says Richie fucking talks too much. Too much. Everybody complains about it. There's been a lot of fans that say, hey, he fucking talks too much. So kudos to you, Tony. Keep it above bar. Enjoy whale's vagina. San Diego. Sorry, I'm piggybacking, Tone. Richie, you got some words?
All right, let's send it on over to Richie.
That was a clean transition. Yeah, I'm going to echo what Marvin had already said and quite a few others have is, thank you to the viewers who stick with us. We've been experimenting a lot and I appreciate, you take your time out of your day, as Marvin mentioned, in our NFL and NBA argument, as a matter of fact. So I understand, it can be very time consuming. So whether you're doing it through the Facebook or YouTube, Spotify, any sort of podcast listening, we appreciate that. We'd love for you to check out the video as well, though, because a lot of the times seeing what we're doing while we're talking about it is part of the fun. Except when a Bucky, you know what? I was about to say, don't let me turn off the video.
I knocked him out. You're good.
Thank you. Yeah, I see that. I see somebody keeping him in check. Anyhow, that was a moment that I was just talking about where you would have needed to see why I got so upset. But having said that, I appreciate it. Marvin is a 3-time champ. Tony, the histrionics are just like what I did. I don't blame you, man. Sometimes you just got to go for it. You got to be yourself and go over the top. I think the only reason I won is just Marvin has that voice. You know what I mean? Like your argument with Christy was great. And it's not about me or Christy. It was just when Marvin talks, people listen. And I really think that was the difference. You can throw the jokes in and it's funny. And I'll tell you what, ain't nobody going to entertain you better than Tony Beach. But Marvin has that golden voice for a reason. He's a 3-time champ. It is well-deserved. I think I'm the only one with the goose egg right now, but I'm totally fine with that because I do not want a Bucky stuffed animal. So I'm looking forward to seeing you guys for season 7. We're not really sure what our format is going to change, but stay tuned. We always do something different. And Justin, take us home.
All right. So I will give Jordan, our special guest, last word in just a second. I do want to mention real quick, though. I have never not even had a chance at being the champion, let alone won one. So we both have goose eggs. I'm always hosting the championship because I lose so much. All right, Jordan, thank you for joining us. Do you have some last words for our people?
Yeah. Thank you guys for having me a couple times this season. I really appreciate it. But I also would like to add a shameless plug because you forgot to mention the H2G podcast is also on Apple Podcasts. So, you Apple users, it's on there.
Yeah, as you saw, we don't care about Apple last week. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. We are available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, where all audio podcasts are found. Before I get into all of my normal plugs, I just want to say that if I had to give a Podcaster of the Year award, I would give it to the H2G podcast because you folks are amazing, except for Christy because she just said fuck you. You guys bring so much to the table, and without this dynamic, without this group, the show wouldn't exist. And I live for this every single week. I can't wait until we come back. If you're wondering when we're going to come back, you just need to keep at the Facebook page, the YouTube page. You will know very soon what season 7 will look like and when you'll be able to see it. I want you to live, laugh, love like it's your last. I want you to be kind to each other. I've noticed here lately that politics have been stirring up. People are getting angry again. Facebook is starting to blow up again. I think I need to remind you to keep your cool head. Remember who your friends are, who your family are, and don't let these political debates and Facebook propaganda and bullshit separate the thing that matters most, and that's your relationships with the people you love. You're watching the H2G podcast. We are going on a break, like I said, but the Wire is not. That's every Wednesday at 8. And if you checked it out on Wednesday, we had our NFL draft. So if you want to get some updates on who's winning what, you got to watch on Wednesdays. For now, that's the H2G podcast. We'll see you in season 7.